everyone, so looks like the highly anticipated, the first reaction and review for the Mandalorian and the Grogu was out today. When I said the highly anticipated, not for the movie, I feel like people are excited to see what will the review for this movie, because from the trailer look of it, this movie didn't look that exciting to anybody. That this movie is the first Star Wars movie in 7 years, and for the first time looks like the first Star Wars movie that people are not that excited. This movie anticipated to open between 75 to 90 million dollar, although I do think personally it will do okay business at the opening weekend, because end of the day people do like baby Yoda. Even I do love to see him, and I feel like people who got to see this movie in the early screening, these are all, I guess, Disney's Disney fan. So these people who's giving positive reaction, I feel like they will get backlash from people, because it's Disney you are talking, especially Star Wars. If you give good positive review, you will call Disney paid shield. If you give negative review, you will be called Disney hater. There is no middle ground for giving the first reaction for Disney Star Wars. That means that I was personally excited to see what people will say about it, although I always had doubt. I see the first reaction, especially from Grace Randolph. She's giving it on Twitter and she's calling this movie really good, and she's calling everyone to see this movie in IMAX. And I see all the comments she's getting, all the hate comments. People calling her, hey, you got paid to say all this positive thing. Yeah, I knew that's how it will go. But I don't know why she's giving such a thumbs up like this on her Twitter. That was really so sad of her. But that being said, but unfortunately, after listening to some of the first reaction and like from some review, I do feel like kind of like, what is Disney thinking? Because in the first place, Disney greenlit this movie to like do the damage control for Star Wars movie, I guess. That is the main reason they greenlit this movie. But after they greenlit this, I guess took them long time to get this movie going. Like they announced this movie 3 years ago, so it's finally coming out. Although when initially Mandalorian dropped on Disney Plus, it was a huge hit. So personally, I do love the Mandalorian series, so that is why I was excited to see this. But what I'm hearing about this movie, I'm not really that happy, because I was hoping the story will progress with this movie. But what I'm hearing, this movie, it just feels like a couple of episodes of Mandalorian season 3, which is like, that is the last thing I want to hear. Because end of the day, this Mandalorian lore or this universe is very interesting. Instead of like exploring more about this story, what I hear is this is basically Mandalorian, he's just going on like one more adventure with Grogu. That is not what people want to see, especially the Star Wars fan. They want to see the story is progressing, and especially this Mandalorian universe. But looks like they just made this movie is for little kids. That is the truth about this movie. That's why I don't think it will be flop at the box office, because one thing about Disney movie, when they make it for kids family, they show up. You know what I mean? So this movie still is very exciting for casual viewer. If you are just looking to watch a Mandalorian adventure, like one more adventure is going on with baby Yoda, you will like this based on some of the reaction and review heard. Although some people are giving this movie really good review, and I'm like, oh, these people will get a lot of backlash, because they will be called Disney paid shield. They will call them that. Especially I saw that Grace Randolph, she's giving this movie thumbs up, and I'm like, everyone in her video, they're calling her Disney shield and Disney paid shield, they call her. So, and I'm like, why would you say this like this? Obviously this movie, it isn't perfect. But I guess the first reaction or the review, usually these people, they try to give positive reaction, because end of the day, you do want to get invited to the next Disney movie. So it's understandable. Even if I was giving out, I would do same. So I'm not gonna lie, I would have done same thing. So these people, they're trying to protect their relationship with Disney. So, yeah, I guess time will tell how this movie will do at the box office. Will this movie be making $1 billion? I think it will depend on how people react to this. Because end of the day, I did not hear anybody said this movie was bad. So I don't see any reason for this movie to fail. So, but the reason for this movie for Disney was to do damage control. This movie will not do that. So, what is the point of this movie? Yeah, that's how they are. Like, they cannot tell a good story. They bought another filler movie. What will it will do? It will do really damage to the Star Wars and especially their franchise, because people are not looking to get a filler movie. They're looking to get some substance, and this movie ain't that. So that's really sad, and that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this first reaction? If you enjoyed this video, don't watch other videos on the topics. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.